If you have ever known someone who lives with chronic pain, you know how very, very difficult it can be. It affects all parts of your life, and it's not something to be taken lightly. Well, we're very happy this morning to have Dr. Chase Black on the show. He's the medical director at the Rhea County Medical Center. Good to see you.
Nice to see you, Julie.
Quite the resume you have. You very humbly have been sitting here talking to me about what you do there with pain management. It's the Pain Management Center where you're the medical director,
yes.
right? Mm-hmm. And yet people might not realize what that really involves, pain management. Because if you can keep your thumb on letting that pain get out of control, you can give people their life back to a large degree. Is that fair to say?
Yes, yes. Pain can overtake people's lives and really impact them in a number of ways. You know, it can keep them from working, impact them financially, it can keep them from seeing their family, enjoying their hobbies. It really can take quite a toll.
It can make you feel kind of despondent. I mean, I will tell you, I've had a walk in my life where it wasn't me, but someone I love very much who lived in chronic pain, and it lasted for a while. And it was really, really hard. You put on a good, you put your best foot forward day after day, but some days you just can't do it.
Right, no, it can be very difficult.
So what are some of the things that you're treating there at the pain
So
management?
we treat a wide variety of pain conditions. You know, we're in the middle of rural Tennessee, so we see a lot of people who have worked these hard labor jobs and, you know, in the labor and
the labor industry.
The labor industry, yes.
Yeah.
You know, in these factories and so on, we see a lot of back pain, neck pain, joint pains. We treat people with a variety of neuropathic pain. Mm-hmm. We really treat a whole wide gambit of people.
Okay, let's talk about nerve pain for just a minute and how you treat it, because I've talked to several people, it seems like, in the last couple of years, and they'll tell me that they've got really bad nerve pain in their neck and they end up going in for epidurals. Does that sound familiar?
Yes, that's very familiar. We do lots of epidural injections for nerve pain, but really it depends on the source of the nerve pain. You know, there can be a number of different things that can cause it, and that's one of the things that I try to do with each of our patients, is to find the source of their pain so we can give them an individual approach to treating this issue. They can have diabetic pain that can affect their feet and hands. They can have nerve pain coming from their spine that can affect their legs or their arms, depending on if it's their back or their neck, and we really try to develop an individual approach for each of them.
I was mentioning your resume earlier, and then I never got to it. You went to Georgia and Medical College of Georgia. You were in South Carolina for a bit, and then you were telling me about something you did at Wake Forest. What was it that you did there?
Yes, ma'am. That was a chronic pain fellowship, which is extra training after my anesthesiology residency, so I can specialize in this field.
So it's really, really important, because you have to know what you're trying to do, I think, with your patients there at Rhea Medical is to prevent them from needing to go through a surgery. Is that right?
That is one of the goals, yes. You know, kind of my philosophy in pain is that the less invasive, the better. So if something can be treated with physical therapy, excellent. If something is a bit beyond that and we can treat it with an injection rather than surgery, then that's even better.
A challenge with pain is describing it. First of all, that's not easy to really explain to somebody what you feel. The famous question of, on a scale of 1 to 10, each person's going to have their own definition of what a 10 looks like. So you've really got to know how to interpret what that pain looks like.
That's right. No, it's very difficult. There's no blood test or x-ray that's going to tell you how much pain a person is in, and it is quite difficult for people to describe what they are feeling. So it can be really challenging, but that's one of the things we pride ourselves in, is being able to help people with that.
One of the things you treat too, I think, are chronic headaches. I don't know if that's migraines or something more intense.
Yes, no, there can be a number of different reasons to have headaches, and that's part of what we do too, is try to piece that out, to find where it's coming from, and then treat the source.
Is it beneficial where you can to talk to family members or friends who are watching what this chronic pain does to the person?
Sometimes. That can be really helpful, both in trying to determine what is the source of this issue, and also to help us find out if these treatments are helping. Sometimes we'll see patients and they'll say, oh, I don't know if this really helped or not, but then their husband or wife will say, well, no, you were up and moving a whole lot more than you had been the previous week.
Right.
And so that can be helpful.
Objective eyeballs on
Right.
it. Is this something insurance covers?
Yes. We accept a wide variety of insurances, and so that can be very helpful.
If you've been living with chronic pain for a while, so often we think about early intervention being critical. Is it critical in something like this? Or if you've lived with chronic pain for a year, you can still maybe find some relief with you.
Yes, I mean, we try to get ahead of it as soon as possible, just because we don't want people to have to live with this kind of a debilitating issue. But I see patients that have had this issue for decades that we can still get relief for.
Is the way to come to you through a doctor referral? Can they self-refer?
So we can do self-referrals. It's always helpful to have a doctor's referral just so we get some more background information if they have had any kind of imaging or lab work done. But we do accept self-referrals as well.
So maybe just go through their physician and then ask them to send up a recommendation, a referral to you. Is that
yeah,
right?
that's the best way.
Okay, if you just want to call them, I'll share their phone number with you. He was telling me that they serve, obviously, a lot of people in Rhea County, but they're coming from all over. So if you're in Chattanooga, Athens, where else did you mention? Saudi?
Cookeville, Crossville, just anywhere in the Middle Tennessee. We see patients from all over the state.
If you hurt, let them help you. So it's the Rhea Medical Center is the umbrella. They're right there in Dayton, rheamedical.org, and there is that phone number. But you will find Dr. Black. He is the medical director for the Pain Management Center there. So good to see you.
Good to see you, Julie.
If your yard looks like this, it's time to call Blewett Septic. Blewett Septic